Viewer, and welcome once again to my channel. It's been a little while since my last video. I've been kind of bored and haven't been able to come up with anything to actually do a video on. So, yeah, finally came up with something today. So here we go. The Dresden Files. If you've heard of it, it's probably been about the book series. The series is by Jim Butcher, and it stars Harry Dresden, who is a wizard working in Chicago. The series starts off with him generally being called up by the police and being asked to investigate some kind of case that isn't wholly normal. You know, there's something out of the ordinary, like two people whose hearts have just burst out of their chests or something like that. And Harry investigates this and gets in trouble with the, organized crime in the city, as well as supernatural elements in the city. And it starts off just kind of like that. I mean, it's just him working for the police. But as the series goes on, it gets really, really entertaining because you can see Harry growing more powerful as a wizard. So he's facing larger and larger threats, and eventually it goes out of this. He's investigating a case for the police, where now he's, working against a conspiracy within the magical community. It's an amazing series, probably the best urban fantasy series out there. Harry is a wonderfully snarky hero who, just makes really, really great pop culture references all the time. Snarks against entities that he probably shouldn't be snarking to, and just generally it's really awesome. I mean, the one example I tell to everybody to try and get them to read the series is that one of the books has Harry bringing a T-Rex to life and riding it. He rides a zombie T-Rex, and it's awesome, and it's not even like the crowning moment of awesome in the series. I mean, you just get, the series just ramps up. It's just so good. But originally, I'd actually heard of the Dresden Files as a television show, because I only got into the series last year, or the book series last year, and bought all the books in the span of like a week and read them. That's like 13. Anyhow, yes, I really love the series. So I decided that since I was finally going to start ordering stuff off Amazon, I'd make a point to watch the television show that they made. It only lasted one season, because sadly, us fantasy fans and science fiction fans are kind of hard pressed for television, and the stuff we like generally doesn't appeal to a very wide audience. That being said, yes, they did actually make one season of a show based off of the series The Dresden Files. They've changed a few things. Harry's not quite as well equipped as he is in the books. He still has a shield bracelet, but it seems a bit different from the one in the books. His staff is a hockey stick, and he has a wand now, and it's a drumstick. You know what? I'm fine with a fantasy series being low budget. Honestly, it's not a huge concern to me. Just what he's walking around with. To be honest, they really did seem to do quite well with the character of Harry. I mean, he's snarky, he's kind of looks beat up, like he's alluded to in the books, and Bob, his spirit helper thing, is actually done really well. In the books, he's just kind of a spirit that resides in a skull. But in this one, they actually made him a person who can manifest and talk to Harry. The banter between them from the books is there. They really, really nailed Bob and Harry Dresden. That being said, I don't generally like a lot of the changes. I mean, the first episode has a skinwalker in it, something that can steal people's skins and walk around within them, which is fairly different from how they're presented in the books. And in fact, in the books, they're presented as in absurdly powerful creatures that just leaves Harry so far outclassed. It's astounding. Even the most powerful magicians have difficulty dealing with them. Um, about the only one of the few mentions we get of somebody actually killing one was when they managed to trick it into having a nuke dropped on it. So yeah, a lot of vampires are a bit different in the TV series as well. In the books, they have so far I think 4 quartz: the red, white, black, and jade quartz, and the reds I think show up here and the black, but they are presented differently from the novels. Um, I don't know. Part of me really doesn't have a lot of problems with changing from the source material, but there's just something that's having read the series so many times and being so familiar with the way they're presented in there. Watching the series and having it be Harry Dresden and based on the books, it's somewhat off-putting, I suppose, because they get a few things done really well, and then everything else is just kind of like, well, let's just kind of toss all that out the window and redo it. There's a lot of the characters from the books that make it in, but once again, they're changed quite heavily from the books. And I don't. I guess what I'm really trying to say is I really want to like the TV show. I mean, I don't mind having something different from the source material. It's never been one of the huge problems I've had. I mean, Scott Pilgrim versus the World was quite different from the comic it's based on, but it handled it incredibly well. Edgar Wright's film was fantastic. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I mean, the books are different from the TV show, which is different from the movies, which is different from the radio plays. I mean, once again, it's all been done very, very well. And this one, it's for a low budget adaptation of the novels. It's not terrible. I mean, it's as far as it is, I enjoy it for what it is, but at the same time, I just can't get around how different it is from the books. Um, so yeah, that being said, if you've ever seen the TV show, then and you enjoyed it, I highly recommend you read the books, because they take the same basic idea, but the writing's better. Sorry, the characters are more developed, um, and quite frankly, it's like 20 times more awesome than the TV show ever got the chance to be. Um, if you've read the books, certainly give the TV show a shot. I mean, more Dresden is always a good thing. Um, it's very different from what you'll be used to. If you haven't seen either, please go out and buy the first book in the series, first 3 books in the series: Stormfront, Full Moon, and Grave Peril. They're fantastic books. If you like fantasy, you will probably love the Dresden Files. And come on, he rides a zombie T-Rex later in the series. That's just awesome. So yeah, that's my video for today. As always, if you really want me to talk about something, drop me a line and let me know. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna ramble on. So have a good night and enjoy.